It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's time for Gardening Inside Out, coming to you live here from Bates Nursery and Garden Center and the palatial Green Room Studios here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. Good morning, David Bates.
Hey, good morning to you, Josh.
Grateful
to be here today, and it's another... Well, it's going to be another summertime day here in Music City, and I guess for much of the area around. So, how are things in your world?
Finer than a frog hair split down the middle. You know how fine a frog hair is?
Yes, it's quite fine and fairly scarce.
Yes.
So, we'll just get on with the weather then.
It's going to be hot.
So much wisdom going on this morning. And because the weather's always, as gardeners, you deal with it, and you deal with it better when you have informed information. I think events that have occurred recently, both in the terrible events in Texas and in North Carolina, and
Ruidoso, New Mexico.
So, there's a lot of, our atmosphere has a lot more ability to store energy than it used to have. And because of that, being apprised of what's going on weather-wise is even more important than ever. Yep. So this is part of that effort. So here we are, Saturday the 12th of July, 93 degrees today. And if you look right here on this little purple curve up here, that's the heat index projected to be at about 100 degrees around 2 p.m. And you'll notice that a couple of other times later on in the week. So the temperature's not excessively high, but it will feel like it is high. Partly cloudy, and 93 today. On Sunday, 89. A bit less of the heat index, only in the mid-90s. 89, 72 on Sunday. Monday, 89, 73. Tuesday, the heat indices once again rise, won't quite make 100, it doesn't look like, but 92, 73 and partly cloudy. Then we get back into our projected rain pattern that will go on. It's kind of those scattered afternoon, isolated thunderstorms. 92, 74 on Wednesday, 92, 73 on Thursday, and 89, 73 Friday. And we'll allegedly next Saturday, 88 and 73 for the overall temperatures. We'll go now out to the radar, and you see there are some storms out west. I mean, they seem to have been parked out over Texas. It's and also out west. Let me refresh that, make sure that we've got good information there. Yeah, and we do. So, pretty clear conditions here over Middle Tennessee, so nothing expected here. But elsewhere, it may not be the case. So all of you out there in our other areas around, I know everyone is at a heightened state of awareness with regard to that. Now, with regard to the 60-day precipitation outlook, we're going to be slightly above normal. Nothing out of the way here in our area. So, and there are some areas out west where it is actually below, and that's not unusual for this time of year. It's already 80 degrees here, so pretty sticky conditions. And we've managed to have about an inch of rain this week, a little more, and we are up to 37.5 inches year to date. So, again, 80 degrees here in the Music City, live from the Green Room at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. We're glad to have everyone in today, and we're going to be talking about what you want to talk about, and that's things going on in your garden, right, Josh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I got one little shout out though.
Okay.
Yeah, Moose Michaels, the former producer,
right?
His
longtime friend.
Yeah, longtime friend. His little boy, baby Moose, Sam, might be playing for the big trophy. Okay, the Springfield 6 and under All-Stars might go through and play for the big trophy today.
With the level of fandom that Mike has for the game of baseball.
Oh, it's
That
unbelievable.
there's nothing unusual about that. He's very much the fan and enjoys all aspects of
And
it.
living vicariously through his young man.
Oh, absolutely. And you
Yes.
know what? Good on him. I'm happy for both. I hope that his son enjoys it as much as he does.
Well, nothing better than little kid baseball or softball. Absolutely.
Well,
The
it's
finest
just
game on the planet. Beats the
it's
fire
just
out of
it
pros.
is just a blast.
Mm-hmm. So,
So
hey,
that is what is great.
what
You
is
know
a
what?
baby moose,
Do
though?
this. We can't do this program with just you and I, Josh.
No, not anymore.
No, well, I
No.
mean, it's
It was always better with
the
company.
days when Moose Michaels was here was a great time,
Uh-huh.
but now is an even better time
Yes.
because we have a full complement
Yes,
of
we do.
expertise here on our program, and we also have questions
Mhm.
from all of you folks out there. Those answers, many of them come from our co-participants here.
Yes.
Caroline Gant, Austin Lowen, welcome in, guys.
Good morning.
Hi.
It's good to
Also,
be here.
a big welcome to the guy who makes it all happen,
Yes.
and that's Tyler Blankenship. Welcome in, Tyler. Thanks for getting it all going this
Well,
morning.
now I muted myself too. See, it's not just y'all. I promise. They're over there waving at me like, "Hey, hello, no
Hey.
audio,"
Unmute this microphone now.
and we're all unmuted. So be careful.
Look at that.
everybody.
It's time for everyone to talk.
Good morning,
It
Tyler.
is a live program, and we try to respect that
Yes.
the best we can. So, Caroline, Austin, what's going on with you guys? What's the big news in your world?
You know, I was thinking last night. I had a weird night. Okay, I had no wife, no kids last night. Okay,
Wow,
Empty
solo
house.
night.
It was not fun. I'm not gonna lie. I need the noise nowadays. Now
Okay.
I've been with kids for too long, so like sitting alone is kind of hard. So I was thinking about the show last night, trying to come up with something. And you know what I thought about?
What?
It's really cool that. So we had a guest. Shout out Rachel. Okay, Rachel
Oh,
came out.
yes, Rachel.
The other day, and she is a big fan of our podcast. Okay, she knows nothing of plants, and she would admit that. Okay, but she's been watching and or listening to our podcast now for a while, and she's become a fan of the show. And I think last night I was just thinking it is super cool. She knows nothing of plants. She's watched us. She's gotten better at it. She's gotten her garden going. She's got a lot of weeds
and
going
she
on.
started
She
coming
showed me
here,
yesterday.
getting her plants.
But that's what I was thinking. Like, how many podcasts do you listen to where you can go and just like meet the people that do it?
yeah.
It's pretty rare. You know what I mean? And we're a local business, been here for 93 years, which is incredible. Okay. And we've got a podcast now, and someone listens to it and actually likes us and came out and got to talk to Caroline. She got to talk to me. She didn't get to see Tyler. Tyler, I'm sorry. You were in here probably.
He was in
I
his
was
little
around.
hobbit hole
You were
over
around.
here.
No, I was out there.
You were out there, yeah.
You were cooking hot dogs.
But yeah,
I was.
oh yeah, you did cook hot dogs yesterday. That was great. Hamburgers too. That was fantastic.
Wow.
But anyway, like I said, Rachel got to come out, and she is the sweetest person, and just needed help with her garden. Bought a bunch of butterfly bush, and I just thought, you know what? Got her a big hug whenever we left. Like I was
boy.
like, this is so cool that we just have this close. So all you Middle Tennesseans that listen to our podcast and watch the show, like, thank you so much.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Always come out and chat with us. We're so happy to see you people. And Rachel, it was so good to see you yesterday. And I hope you planted your butterfly bushes. I hope
Yes.
you got them weeds up a little bit.
And left those sunflowers that the birds planted for you under your bird feeder. She was like, I have all this. Actually, it ended up being corn.
Yes.
So she had put a bird feeder in the middle of her landscape and this gorgeous garden that she was like, it's out of control right now. And I looked at it and I was like, it looks better than mine.
We were
right
like,
now.
girl, you're doing all right.
But underneath the feeder, stuff that had dropped out, I guess a bunch of corn was in there and
It was corn.
sprouted. And Austin was so excited when he realized it was corn and it was tasseling.
I
Oh,
did.
boy.
I grabbed that phone. I zoomed in. I said, that's corn tasseling, girl. And I was so excited about that.
Girl.
Amongst all the other weeds that were popping up, but also all the other beauty she had in her bed. She had a little stepping stone path going through. So Rachel, look, you are with us. We are all together in the gardening world. Ain't none of us trying to be weeding right now. It's no fun.
It's too hot.
It's too hot. I've got a weedy
Yeah.
bed. I don't like it either. I look at it every day. I'm like, I need to pull those weeds, but then I don't. But you know what? It's okay. Like I said, we're all in this together.
It's okay.
Yes.
And, and the whole process about gardening is a learning experience. None of us, there's nobody here, nobody out there that knows it all.
Nope.
Or can have all the experience. However, I must say, and I need to brag on my staff here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center,
Sure.
which includes, of course, Austin, Caroline, and Tyler, and 47 other people that make it all happen. The results came out this week for the top 100 garden centers in the nation, and overall, we placed 31st, and that's amongst every location of every nursery. We placed 31st. In single location nurseries, we placed 20th.
Hey.
So, and those kind of achievements are only possible through the wonderful relationships that we are afforded through everyone here in Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, Northern Alabama, and wherever that people come from. And they do come from long distances, particularly in the springtime. They'll make their annual pilgrimage out to see us. We really appreciate that. And we appreciate the opportunity to get to share information with you, because that's what helps us mutually build experience in gardening. You know, you look at what's under a bird feeder and you're expecting it to be sunflowers, or maybe that's what she thought they were. And
That's because the squirrels get all of them, so don't worry about that.
So, you know, it's a lot of fun gardening. We've had a really good year as far as the weather giving us enough precipitation without, putting too much, Josh. I don't know. I know we've got some pictures from you this week.
Well, I mean,
showing how things are going along at your place. So, it's important to take photos, make progress, and to share those with us, because we like to put them out there and show, not just what's going right, but also, hey, here's a problem spot I've got, and maybe how to correct it.
Well, and I did something different this year. I planted one of my raised beds for cut flowers.
Oh,
nice.
That's
I
where
like
the
that.
yellow ones came from. But I just took one advantage, because you can only eat so many cherry tomatoes. You can only eat so many tomatoes. So, I mean, and by the way, the green ones, they're starting to blush, folks. Everybody just be patient. They're late this year. I mean, but it's all
And
good.
my brother Mark got his first ripe on the vine tomato last week, or like the 1st of July, right about there. So, they are late developing.
It was after the 4th for mine. And celebrities, I'm usually swimming in them by now. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a good year, it looks like.
Yeah.
So.
I think so. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Josh, your pictures were gorgeous of your bed.
Yeah, it is a pretty pick.
That's Josh's tomatoes.
And
This
jalapenos.
is the yellow flower that he was talking about.
Yellow.
Hey.
Oh, I've got that one. It's called like sun something. It's a type of rudbeckia. I grow that every year.
I call it the yellow flower.
The yellow flower.
Yellow-
There you go. I've
yellow
got that in
flower.
one of my perennial beds. I love
And
that
then
one.
I did not mean to go back to this.
And it's
Oh, wait.
showing up.
There we go. And then some Jacob Klein.
B-bomb.
I mean, just
Sorry, why did I say milkweed?
Are you tired
Monarda.
today, Tyler?
No, I'm actually pretty good, but I got my M's mixed up.
I love that plant. It will take over, though. I have it in a couple different
I'm
spots,
hoping
and it's
so.
great. The hummingbirds love it.
Yeah, they do.
Those are actually in containers. So I mean, because we're going through the mess with the pool, so I had to put things in pods to.
Temporary.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but I
Looking
think,
good, though.
I threw what I thought were dead marigolds that didn't germinate properly over into the sand. I got marigolds growing. Yeah, man.
That's what plants do.
Volunteers, buddy.
I have a ton. I scattered seeds everywhere, and they all came up. So I've got them everywhere. But I think it's time to get to questions,
Yes,
y'all.
it is.
We got quite a few. We're going to start with an email that we got from a listener of the podcast, Madison.
Hey, Madison.
So Madison emailed us saying, I have finally convinced my partner to buy a plant and help me nurture it. 1 to 2 fruit tree. Tyler, I still get excited by the circle. Fruit trees for my upcoming birthday. I would love your input on what I should get. So I'm just going to kind of summarize it a little bit. Initially, she wants peach trees because that's her favorite part of the summer. However, she saw that we carry native pecan trees. So she's kind of wondering what our input on what she should grow. She knows she shouldn't expect fruit for 5 to 10 years.
That would be
about
optimistic.
planting them. And in terms of peach trees, I saw that you have in stock or dwarf varieties. Is this standard for this area, or do you get larger varieties in? She knows she should wait till fall. And will we have some in the fall? And then we'll go through her other questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first things first, yes, we will certainly have peach trees in the fall. And we do carry pecan trees as well. Now, the biggest difference between those two trees specifically is the amount of time you're going to wait.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said, maybe 5 to 10 years.
Wrong.
For a pecan, honestly, for a pecan, it could be longer than that.
Yeah.
Now, for a peach tree, it's not going to be longer than that. Literally, you buy a peach tree from us and you could see fruit next year. Now, are you going to see a lot of fruit? No, not necessarily, because the tree's not all that large yet. It doesn't have a ton of branching. But in theory, peaches can fruit very, very young. Pecans cannot. Okay. Pecans are the state tree of Texas. All right. They like it hot.
You love Texas.
That's where I was born.
Yes.
Shout out Texas. That's where I was born. And I do love the pecans down there. And they have stands set up for the pecans on the roadsides of Texas.
Nothing like it.
And do pecans grow pretty good here? Yeah. But I'm saying pretty good. And I say that because we're a touch wet for pecans. Now, I've seen plenty of pecan trees here that are fine. Okay. But they've got to get very large first before they can produce fruit. You've got to have at least 2 to 3 different cultivars out there so they can cross-pollinate with each other to produce those pecans for you. So if you want something that's going to be a little bit easier and a little bit quicker, then I would go with peaches. And I love me some peaches, okay? And yeah, we do sell dwarf or semi-dwarf varieties. But y'all, we should always keep peaches somewhat dwarf, okay? We have to do this with pruning. If you really want a successful, just really good producing peach tree, we need to prune this every single year, okay? And I can help you with this. Pruning peach trees is probably
peach trees.
I don't know if it's out or not, but it is.
There's peach trees out in the tree lot that have got fruit on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, young trees can produce fruit, very young. But like I said, we want to kind of keep them a little bit dwarf. We want to do that pruning every single year. And like I said, come out here. Let me help you show you how to get it started, okay? Getting your peach tree in the right start is really crucial on getting it to be productive later.
Right. And then another part of her question, what pest disease maintenance needs should we take into account? My partner has a background in landscaping, so should we be we're not afraid of putting in work?
Okay.
David, what did your dad say about having 2 peach trees versus an
Well,
orchard?
he says, 400 or 500 peach trees or fruit trees are not hard to take care of, but 4 or 5 will work you to death.
Yeah.
And the point is that it takes essentially the same equipment and to spray a few trees as it does a whole bunch, and it takes quite a lot of time to do it correctly. There is no autopilot for fruit tree production. They're susceptible to pests and pathogens, and if you do a good job of that, you can have great success at keeping them in good shape. Keeping them healthy, fertilizing them properly, goes a long way with that.
Yeah.
But there are, fungicide applications you have to rotate to really have most effective. You may have some other pest issues, but and the one thing that we were talking about earlier, and that Austin mentioned, was the fact that what we have are that says dwarf. They're actually what is referred to as semi-dwarf, and we talked about this some last week. They're not a small tree. Now, a pecan tree
Can get huge.
they get huge, and they can produce a lot of shade. So you need to be thinking about, if you're going to be planting these in proximity to each other, give plenty of room for pecans, because they don't just get tall; they get wide. So
do they get wide?
Yes.
Nothing prettier than that house that's out there on the prairies in southeast Texas or East Texas, where they plant the pecan trees just for that purpose, David, because there's nothing around them. They plant the pecan trees and then they shade the house. But you get a mess with them too.
So, and it also, as Austin mentioned, the cross-pollination issues, it's particularly, you must have it with pecans, to a lesser extent with peaches and other fruits, but it certainly is helpful on that. So make some considerations for having multiple cultivars of each different type of tree, whether it's peaches or apples, pecans. It really doesn't matter.
It was Madison.
It was Madison.
Madison, what do you
And
like?
there
Pears?
were other questions, correct?
You like pear trees? They're not the prettiest ones, but they're pretty
Well, she
reliable.
in her email was talking about pecans and peaches, and I do like that she asked if she buys them now, she could keep them in a kiddie pool a la Caroline. So you definitely could. I bought a new kiddie pool because I have so many plants I haven't planted on Monday. So now I have 2 kiddie pools with plants in them.
Cool.
And yes, I know I could dig those holes, but it's just too hot outside. But
Kitties are those little plants.
that's right. Those are I have a lot of kitties. Happy birthday, Madison. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
Yes.
We cannot wait for you to come out and get those plants.
Happy
and
birthday,
come
man.
visit us.
Yes. And
Hey, while we got just a moment here, let's talk about one of the things that we really emphasize and feel like it's important to having success in your gardening efforts. And that, of course, is Earth Mix Garden products. And no matter which product you use, they're all 100% organic. They are produced right here in Middle Tennessee. And there's no chemical additives whatsoever. So they're all natural. But more than that, they are highly productive mediums and soils that help you get the most out of your gardening efforts. And this just in, nothing is all that cheap anymore, Josh. And plants are not the exception.
Nope.
So if you're going to invest in plants, you really need to invest in a high quality, very productive medium to grow in. Now, if you're just planting most things, trees and shrubs, Earth Mix Landscape is the product we will most frequently recommend. It's a great product. It is perhaps many think it's the best product we have. And what it does is that it introduces all the great things, endo and ecto mycorrhiza fungi, humic acid, and it does so at a level that is more than what you would typically find in Mother Nature. But the plants really thrive in those kinds of conditions. And Supernatural is an input into several other products downstream. That includes Earth Mix Garden, Proganics O, and Landscape. So no matter which of those products you're purchasing, you're getting Supernatural in those products. And Supernatural is a standalone product, organic compost in and of itself. Now, if you're talking indoor plants, Caroline will quickly recommend Proganics I, the organic professional potting medium, and it does great things for your indoor plants, and it does it without peat. There is no peat in any Earth Mix product. So no matter which one you choose, you're not going to have to deal with fungus gnats. You're not going to have any of those things. So check out the entire selection over at earthmix.net. And there's a products tab there, and I'm not going to go there at this time, but that gives you the whole rundown and information on all those things. Go out to findearthmix.net. If you click on that tab, you'll see all the pins all over, including Crested Butte, Colorado. Great folks out there. We're really grateful to have them a part of our network there at Rocky Mountain Trees and Landscaping, as well as all of the many folks around Middle Tennessee, all across Tennessee, Kentucky, Western North Carolina, and Northern Alabama. So check it all out at earthmix.net. Just remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. And remember, when you're planting, you got to use it when you're planting. It's much better if you can incorporate it into the soil. So that gives your plants the advantage that perhaps others don't have. And we believe our results from our customers really demonstrate that principle. So make sure and support one of these fine organizations that is a seller of Earth Mix garden products. So thanks for giving us a moment to talk about that and to help you with your gardening efforts and take the work out of it. And Josh, what do you like to say?
I like to say it takes 4 things. It takes sunshine, water, plants, and Earth Mix to have a happy garden.
Hey, there it is.
There's a little fairy in the room.
I keep forgetting.
Name
to
of
do it
Tyler.
now. I love it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
magic.
so
It's
thank
not
you for
magic.
that.
It's science,
That's right.
David Bates, is what it is. So, sunshine,
Well, it's not
photosynthesis.
guesswork. It takes quite a long time to develop things that are reliable, predictable, and one time you get it to the next, no matter where you purchase it, it's exactly the same product.
Yep.
And that is one of the things that helped me to get motivated to produce the line of products, is that across the organic soil industry and soil industry in general, it's not particularly consistent. You get a lot of variance from one bag to the next, and we really work hard at eliminating that at Earth Mix. So thanks again.
Very good.
Nice.
Wonderful.
All right.
What's in Bloom with Austin?
All right. Here we
it
go.
is.
This week is our shout out to Bridget. Okay. Now, we always have a shout out to Bridget, typically on every single show.
Yes,
but this week in particular, Bridget had an emotional week, and none of us like to see that here. We love Bridget more than anything. She's the sweetest human on the planet, and she had a rough one. So you know what? We're giving the ode to Bridge this week. She is our sun perennial, along with other things. She knows so many things, y'all.
Grasses.
But grasses, tons of things, okay? She's just a horticulturalist at its finest, okay? But she is in charge of our sun perennial department. So Caroline and I decorated the room this week with all sun perennials. She will tell you all about that in about 20 minutes
Yes, I
ish.
will.
But I'm going to tell you all the sun perennials that are out there in bloom right now. And excuse me if I miss a few, because there's a lot, okay? But here goes the ode to Bridge. All right, here we go. Alliums in bloom, attracting them pollinators. Butterfly weed with the monarchs. Caroline, you shared last night. You saw a monarch in your garden last night.
Finally, after years of not seeing any, I saw one in my garden just flying around.
And it's because you got them butterfly weeds out there. Good for you for planting those. Hey, we got phlox in the studio today, and it's also blooming in your hearts. Don't know why I said that. Catmint.
Blooming in your hearts.
It sure is. And your yards. Catmint's still blooming if you cut it back. Make sure you cut it back if you haven't yet, y'all. It's going to rebloom for you. Russian sage is a drought-resistant, sun-loving plant that is just in full show right now and beautiful. Agastache is in bloom and attracting all the bees. Perennial hibiscus just started this past couple weeks, and what is a bigger flower than that? Fantastic. We've been selling those like crazy this week. Hey, butterfly bush, reish, still going off. Joe Pieweed, one of our natives, it just started blooming this week. I got a lot of those in my woods. Coreopsis, which is the yellow stuff we have out in front. That's pretty much a weed, but it's a pretty one. All right, verbena still going off. We have a creeping verbena around here that bloomed for a long time. That is in full bloom right now. Veronica, brought some of that in the room today. That's a pretty little plant, kind of similar to salvia. Bee balm, Josh, you know that because yours is blooming. Shasta daisies in my yard are still blooming, but they're kind of half blooming and they need to be deadheaded. I'm annoyed by the deadheading of Shasta daisies, but if you like a white bloom, I mean, hey, they're pretty nice.
It is pretty.
Echinacea this week is going off in Bridget's department. She has the finest selection of echinacea right now you have ever seen. I mean, 2 tables full of just beautiful echinacea in full bloom. That was grown locally in Murfreesboro by our friends at Colorburst, who do a fantastic job of growing perennials, okay? Shout out Colorburst. Y'all are doing awesome. Always have.
Their trucks are very exciting when they roll in.
So nice. They do a great job. Black-eyed Susan. Caroline, yours is blooming, I'm sure.
It's I have so many different kinds now.
I know. And
it's
obviously
all popping off.
Obviously,
and
Josh does
has
too.
it too.
It's going off. Y'all, good for y'all. I'm glad y'all have them. Okay. And then your grasses, they started blooming this week along with corn, the best grass of them all. It's a tasselin out there. Yep. And that's our segue to Bridget. I asked Bridget yesterday, her goat of sun perennials. And I knew what she was going to say. I knew what she was going to say, but I had to ask her anyway. And she was like, you just going to put me on the spot like that? Like my favorite perennial? You know, she's probably got 20. I'm like, it's kind of like people asking me, like, what's my favorite tree? It's like, that's a tough question.
Well,
okay?
she said it's like asking me to choose my favorite child.
That's right. She did say it like that. But anyway, she was very quick to say her favorite perennial, Amsonia.
Oh, my
hey,
goodness.
people.
Wow.
It's not blooming right now. It blooms in the spring, but it blooms blue, okay? And it's actually blue, which is kind of cool. Very nice. Once it finishes up blooming, then it has its texture, okay? What a textural plant. That's the word that Bridge used yesterday, okay? Its texture is great. Blows in the breeze, really, really nice. It lives up to really the heat of the summer just fine. It can handle a really wet spot. It can handle a dry spot. It's extremely versatile. And then the best thing about Amsonia by far is going to be that fall color. Anywhere from yellow to orange to bronzy. All these tones that are in it that are just blowing in the breeze, just
Stunning.
making you happy. It's a fantastic plant. Bridget is a fantastic human. We love her. Shout out to you, Bridget. Thank you so much. And thank you, Amsonia, for being beautiful. There you have it. What's in bloom. Thank you. Thanks.
Pretty amazing.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
It was great.
He brought it today.
He did. More than usual, maybe. No.
Well, I didn't have to do, you just drive into work and look around.
Oh, there it is.
That's
Did you
blooming. That's
say-
blooming.
What did you say? Phlox is in our hearts?
Yeah, phlox is blooming in our hearts.
Phlox is and on the side of the roadway, side of the interstate.
See?
It's popping off. You can see little pink clusters, and I think it's phlox. I mean, I'm not going to pull over on the interstate to look. Although I will pull over on other roads. It's too hard to get back on once you pull off. I get scared. I'm not going to do it. But hey, we have a lot of people watching, commenting. Joyce is back.
Joyce, where'd you go?
Joyce, you went MIA for a couple months. We missed you. Jill and Bill in Crossville are watching. Shout out to them.
Jill
Love
and Bill.
y'all. Yep.
Love it.
Some of my favorite people ever on this planet. But we've got some live questions streaming in. So Linda is asking, first off, she says, morning glories. I chopped down a dozen banana trees at my aunt's in Atlanta last Monday.
Oh.
She said they are already growing back. Sounds about right. Short of digging up the roots, what can be done to kill them dead?
No.
Kill him dead. Tyler's so sad right now. Tyler loves his bananas.
But sometimes you plant things where you don't want them.
Hey, David, I got to say real quick, I remember a story you used to tell me, or you told me once back in the day that you said you used to cut bananas. I believe in Hawaii you were out there doing that.
I did. I lived in Hawaii.
Yes. And I remember, I'll never forget this. You told me that there was big, long rows of bananas, and you could cut one at this end of the row. By the time you were at the end of the row, the other one was already pushing back up.
I mean, almost like 6 or 8 inches. It's incredible how fast they push. I mean, they are growing machines, and in the tropics, they are unrelenting.
Yeah. They really are. And even here, they're unrelenting, especially in Atlanta, I'm sure. I mean, Middleton, in the mid-state, Tyler, you grow them. And you probably have some input on this, but besides digging them up, and even still digging them up, good luck. I mean, you think you've got it, and you probably don't. I mean, let's be real.
Just like cannas, you can't get rid of it.
Mine came from my next-door neighbor's compost pile.
I don't doubt it.
Sprouted, and he said, you want them? I said, sure. I put them in.
Yeah.
Now I got a grove.
You got them for life.
So is there any hope for her to get rid of them?
I mean,
I think you'd have to phone it in, to be honest. I mean,
phone it in, like call a friend.
Like
call a buddy.
Call
a
a buddy.
landscaper, some big machinery to dig it all out, because I'll say I spent a month or two. I only have 3 bananas, and I guess they're like 3 clusters now. I spent the better part of all my weekends for about 2 months last year just thinning my bananas out.
Wow.
And this year, one of the big things I did was there was another cluster of bananas that had been started kind of further away, almost opposite the ones that I have, and it was kind of this, we want to have some shade here or whatever. Well, it turned into, we need to redo this area. There were already, this is 2 or 3 years established now, there are already about 5 or 6 stalks happening there. So it took me a good weekend just to dig that out. And even then, even after I tried to chase as much of the rhizome as possible underground, I still had them coming up, shoots coming up, and then I had to dig those out. And then once those are out, we're good. So
there's hope. It's just going to take a lot of work.
Yes, it takes a lot of elbow grease and work.
And I've had people ask me about how to get rid of kudzu. And,
gosh.
And it's a multi-year process. I mean, you spray it all with herbicide and kill it all back. Then you dig all that out, and then you let it regrow. Then you spray all that, and then you
can hear it growing, David.
Dig it all out, and then you do it again. And then about the 3rd year, if you're really lucky, you've gotten it down to just a few spots, and then you might be able to win that battle. But it just shows up the value of using natives wherever possible, and also the threat that invasives, and of course kudzu's at the very top of invasive lists.
Yes.
It's the epitome of invasiveness.
It eats everything. It's crazy.
Everything. Telephone poles, you name it.
Yep, you'll see it on the side of the road, just covering like a whole area.
Barns.
Yep. It'll eat your house if you let it. Hey, Joyce is saying deadheading daisies sounds like a good job for Penny. For your little baby Penny.
Out there. She could do it. She ain't home right now, but yeah, she'd
be good at it.
She would be good at that.
And we do have a question about Shasta daisies. I started reading the wrong question. Let's get to the right one. What to use to treat my Shastas with powdery mildew? And should I go ahead and treat everything?
I mean, not necessarily. There's some things that don't really get powdery mildew all that bad. Shasta daisies certainly can. They're no different. And it's been a somewhat powdery mildew season this year. It's been a little wet this spring. And it happens. And honestly, powdery mildew happens every year. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not like this spring is different.
I have it
Like,
all over my squash right now.
Yeah, it gets on squash. It gets on a number of things. And once it gets on something, it does tend to spread pretty quickly. Any pruning you can do, y'all, I talk about this every week. Any pruning you can do to get those spores off of the leaves is going to be extremely helpful. And we're getting into that Shasta Daisy part of the year to where, like, honestly, mine's even like probably 90% done blooming. Like there's still some up or whatever. So like really a huge cutback could be in order. Like just straight up in half, okay?
Because they're going to get nasty.
They get kind of gross.
Yeah.
They really kind of do. And they're after they're done blooming, their seed heads go black color, kind of similar to black-eyed Susan.
And you get so mad at that.
I do get mad at that.
You hate it.
Well, they don't look good. I mean, they've been great for like a month,
It's
but
the texture.
it just it bugs me. It's gross and
You're
black.
mad at it.
So what you could do is do some lower leaf pruning on the powdery mildew. Get rid of that. Cut your Shasta Daisy in half, and then let's apply a fungicide to all those leaves, and then let's see new growth sprout, and that should come out clean for you.
That's kind of what I have to do with my Jacob Clyde bean balm that we've already talked about. It does get powdery mildew every year. And about this time, I haven't done it yet. I cut that one all the way back to the dirt because that one is, it'll just keep going. And then I'll get more blooms out of it later in the season.
Yeah, like sometimes that's in order. Like maybe half isn't enough. Maybe you've got powdery mildew like just
Cut it
horrible.
all the way down.
Literally cut it to the top of the ground, y'all. It is going to come right back. You honestly can't kill most of these things. Just like the bananas, you can't necessarily kill them by doing that. You honestly rejuvenate them a lot of times.
Just keep cutting them.
I sprayed the mulch around the beds with mine that had it on the top of it too, because you clean up as best you can, but there's still going to be
You still see it down below, yeah.
Yeah, still there, lurking.
Yep.
Hey, April is asking, what
Hey,
treatment can I use for my silver linden trees to fight Japanese beetles? I use a tree and shrub drench on my fruit trees, but the bottle says I can't use on lindens, and the beetles are completely defoliating my tree.
Okay.
So sorry.
Yeah, that's no fun. Linden trees don't get enough respect, first off.
They are
so
gorgeous.
Great for you for growing one because it's a
The
beautiful
Rodney
plant.
Dangerfield of trees.
Yeah, exactly.
mean?
I mean, it's a beautiful tree. Let's talk about it. I mean, the top side green, the back side silver, a little bitty leaf that's on there, which is odd. And then when they're in bloom, the bees hum. I mean, beekeepers every beekeeper pretty much has linden trees. So like I said, April, great job for growing a linden tree. I'm sorry about the Japanese beetles. They are an annoying pest, and they're an exotic invasive insect that came here who knows how long ago. But they're with us now, okay? And I talked about this the other day, that they're so mobile and they're so flying around everywhere that it's really hard to get a targeted treatment, on something. But what you're going to have to do is find a chemical that, first off, can be sprayed on linden trees. And then second of all, is sprayed on the plant to where it's taken up into the plant to where when the beetle feeds, it dies, okay? And we want to, it's nice to see them die. I hate to say that, but it kind of
They're
is.
so pretty.
But the problem is that they come if you're going to kill them that way, they still have to come into your linden tree
And
and
bite it.
eat on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to still leave some damage. I don't know how big your tree is, but Japanese beetles aren't going to be here forever. They're a big time summertime pest. So if we can just get through it, deal with some leaves that have some injury to them, it's just kind of part of it.
And they seem
It
to
is.
cycle.
They're everywhere.
They seem to cycle geographically too.
Some years,
Yeah.
it's kind of like cicadas and
Yeah.
like where they're at geographically. Some years are just way more, difficult than others. And little pockets here and there
Yeah.
it's like
They're not as bad for me this year as they have been for like the past 2 or 3 years.
I still have not seen a single Japanese beetle.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I'm very
Eating
lucky.
My echinacea
I'll
Knock
take
on
right
the
now.
table.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're going to get
Josh,
home,
what
they're going to be
call
everywhere.
Japanese
Don't say that.
beetles in Japan.
Don't put that
Beetles.
curse on me.
Beetles, yeah.
Yeah,
they
the
just
Beatles.
call
Yeah.
them
Just curse my
The
yard.
Beatles. I did not. If you watch our Instagram stories, our responses to your questions that we put up each week, Austin had a really great response to Japanese beetles, talking about, I don't remember what you said. And you know what? I'm going to download that video and reshare it on the Gardening Inside Out
said to
Instagram and
give up.
Facebook. Well, it wasn't the give up. It was about hitting them into the woods. Crank it, something.
Crank them into the woods.
I don't even know what I said, y'all.
grab a
Sometimes-
bat and hit them.
Crank them in the woods. Yeah, that's how I said it.
Austin loves to throw things into the woods.
Yeah.
Did you see what Colin said?
I was just about to read it. Yep. Colin says 2 years in the
Hey,
ground,
Col.
2 years in a row. My Shastas haven't bloomed. About to throw them in the woods.
Oh, Colin, you got woods? Why are your Shasta daisies not blooming?
Maybe they're in shade.
Maybe.
I mean, too much shade definitely.
So
would
mine are
do
in
that.
like part sun. My Shasta daisies probably get like 3 hours of direct sunlight, maybe 4, and they just started blooming 2 weeks ago. So mine start very late because they're not getting a whole lot of sun, and I don't get a lot of blooms off of them.
Yeah, and that's typical of a very shady kind of, typical sun-loving plant if it's getting too much shade. But that's still very odd, at least not to see some blooms.
Just throw them in the woods, Colin.
Colin, if you hate them, throw them.
Yeah, he's probably got some bloom booster in the shed out there too.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Or you can come visit us, Colin, and get you some.
Mm-hmm.
And where are we?
That's right. Yeah, that place is Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
It is.
And we'll start off talking this week about the blog. And that's something I started writing 16 or so years ago, and now co-contributor, my daughter Sarah. And this week's edition is an example of that, a timely trim. And I think that ties in well to what we talk about frequently this time of year. It's particularly pertinent simply because that the clock is running. If you're going to trim things, they're going to flush back out, and you want to do it early enough so that new growth has time to fully harden off before frosting freezes. And I know that's hard to think about in the middle of July, but trust me, it will occur. So if you trim them, say in late August or September, the new growth will return, but it will not have chance to harden off. So it's important to get that done early. Make sure you read Sarah's version this week, a timely trim. Now, while you're on the Bates Nursery website, you will see that there is just a plethora of information there, including our acres of plants. You can search all that right online. Everything we sell is right there, 24/7, 365. So check it out. You can also get a map on how to get here, our hours, store, and story about my family. Sarah being the 4th generation, my grandmother just there, 1st generation. So I'm number 3 in that line, obviously. So that's, I think, part of the larger Bates family, and that includes the entire staff and all the folks who are kind enough to do business with us are really what makes Bates Nursery a special place here in Middle Tennessee and in the surrounding area. So we thank you. We appreciate you coming out to see us, and we're happy to provide you with gardening information. That's what this show is about, Josh.
Yes.
And that's what we do here every day. We don't do anything else. We are gardeners. We do all the things associated with gardening, and we really take a special pride in making sure that all of the folks who do business with us have the best tools at their disposal that get the best results, one of which is Earth Mix. And if you're a Bates Rewards member and you receive the newsletter, you already know, as you do, Josh, that we're offering 20% off on all plants. And there's one exception on there, Japanese maples. But other than that, everything's 20% off in plants and 20% off on bags of Earth Mix Landscape. So that is what you call a winning combination. You're going to have success, you're going to save money, and you're going to beautify the area that you live in every day. So we highly recommend you come out and see us. We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 until 4 o'clock. We're closed on Sundays through the summer, but come out and see us today. And right after the show goes off the air here in about 17 minutes, our gates will open and you can come out and check out this extensive selection of plant material that we offer. And it's worth mentioning again, and kudos to the incredible staff here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. We've placed in the top 100 garden centers in America.
Top 20.
Top 20.
Top 20 of single locations.
Single location.
And we're very stoked about that.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen accidentally, and it can't happen without your help. We really, it can't happen without you. And so come see us, and we'll share that information that we have worked these 93 years to accumulate. And certainly we have many hundreds of years on staff across the board. So come see us, Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932. And thank you for giving us a moment to talk about that.
What's in room with Caroline? Sorry. Surprised
Tyler,
done
you
it.
are so on it today.
On it, baby.
On fire today. Let's start in the corners. Look at this tall, beautiful plant. One of Austin's very favorite. This is autumn
Don't lie to them.
sun cut leaf rudbeckia. How can you not like this? Look how tall it is.
Yeah.
And when the little finches get on this, it makes it sway back and forth. And then you can
Yes,
see
they
that there's a
do.
little creature on it. I love rudbeckia. I don't have this one, but I have the giant one, the one with the big blue leaves. And it's just, I mean, look at all the buds.
Yes.
Yes, Josh. Josh feels the same way I do about this. I could talk about this the rest of the Y'all couldn't see Austin's face right now, but I
You didn't
sure
want to
could.
see it.
You didn't. It was an ugly face. You're being ugly right now. But then next to it, we do have Austin's favorite. What is that, Austin?
Northwind switchgrass.
Northwind
Can't beat
switchgrass. It was blowing in the wind. We got actually just about all of the stuff that's in this room came fresh off a truck yesterday. I can't remember who it was.
Colorburst.
It was Colorburst.
Our friends in Murfreesboro,
And we had
yep.
already talked about them. So this is a great selection of Colorburst plants. And then underneath the TV, this is meant to be BEE, like the little buzzing thing that flies around, Queen Nectarine Agastaki. So
a name.
this is like a shrub. When it came off, I was talking with Bridget. I'm just going to pull this one up.
I can't believe how tall it is.
It's huge.
Unbelievable.
Look at
Look at
that.
that.
This is similar to what we brought last week, that Coreopsis that was also, I think that was proven winners as well. And it was just huge in its pot. So if you plant yours in the right spot and it's really happy, it's going to get huge and your hummingbirds are going to love it. They're going to be going crazy.
Is blooms.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it
what you
smells
want.
really good. And then we'll go ahead. Yes. Gosh, Tyler, you're so good today. So we've got Moonbeam Coreopsis. If you're wondering, Tyler said, what? I just mean you're ahead of the game today. It's
I know,
like
I'm just
you're
like,
a magic
Look who
mind
you're
reader.
dealing with.
A professional. So Moonbeam Coreopsis, look at that. Another huge, gorgeous one. Look, it's fully in bloom, but look at all the buds. Like you're going to keep getting blooms off of this plant throughout most of the rest of the warm season. And then next to that is going to be denim and lace. Russian sage. Y'all, look at that. If you could zoom in on the leaves, or we might not be able to see it, but the leaves look kind of lacy. Like they are kind of segmented and
leaves.
yeah, the leaves.
Sorry.
There's
Downy
there's
blooms.
some in there. It's
Too many
just-
blooms. You can't even see the leaves.
You can't even see
You can
it.
see
Gotcha.
'em.
So dainty. It's going to blow in the wind just like that Northwind switchgrass and look stunning. And then behind that, we've got Silver Mound Artemisia. This one's really cool. I love this plant. I have
Me too.
I have a type that has a bigger bigger leaf, and mine stays up through the winter. It's so pretty. It's drought tolerant. I mean, it can handle full all day. Like
Outstanding.
blasting sun. It doesn't
gorgeous.
care. It will thrive. And then we've got Magic Show Purple Illusion Veronica. Austin talked about this already a little bit, but look at those little cones. They look like troll hair just growing straight up towards the sky.
Well, it reminds you of a lupin, which really doesn't do well here because of the heat. But the spike flower looks very similar to that, just on a
does.
smaller scale.
Are you making a combo right there?
I'm telling. I was just gonna say the greatest thing
that's
about
sick.
Artemisia is that it complements. You talk about companion planting. This is a companion with so many things.
Yeah,
Look,
true.
look
Yeah.
at this with that purple with
Joyce,
with the
come
white
on out and
tips.
get you this combo.
That's money.
That is money.
I
Money
planted-
power, if you will.
I planted a garden bed for a client with literally that wormwood, Artemisia in front of you, and Northwind behind Caroline.
Oh,
Beautiful.
It's
I love
amazing.
it. I've got actually both of those in my front garden bed as well. And then we've got Rock and Low Boogie Woogie Sedum, also another proven winners plant that just
Great
came
name.
in. Look
Say
at
that
that.
3
There it
times
is.
quickly.
Boogie woogie seed 'em.
It's so pretty. Look how much white, like yellowish cream white it has on those variegated leaves. Sedum is thriving right now. In this heat we've had, I have a lot of it planted in all of my beds and I absolutely love it. And next to that, we've got Gina Garden Flock. So this is a native. It's smaller leaves. Sorry, not leaves, petals. Look how small those little flowers are. This
More like the
little
creeping
bitty
flower.
cluster.
Perfect.
really pretty.
Just when you walk back into our sun perennials, when you come in today to come say hi to Bridget, you will see all the phlox we have because it is towering over everything else, just full bloom, looking absolutely fantastic. And that's going to lead us to our feature plant, beautiful slow pan, Tyler. That is going to be Candy Store Upright Phlox. Look at her go.
That's a flock.
I would shop at that
That
candy
is
store.
phlo-
Yeah.
And you don't even like phlox. And you
I like phlox, Caroline.
yesterday you were like, ugh.
No, I wasn't. I like the blooms of phlox. I don't like the powdery mildew of phlox a lot of times. But when it's clean, it's great.
Now, I will say I've got bright eyes phlox. That's one of the only phlox I have that I'm growing. And I haven't had an issue with powdery mildew on it. And it's planted in the same bed as Jacob Klein. So
You're lucky.
I am lucky. Now I'm going to get home and it's going to be all over it. And I'll be like, oh, I never should have said anything. But yeah, this is a selection of what we got in from Color Burst. I would say this is just maybe an eighth of a sampling of what we did receive.
Yeah.
So I know it's hot right now, but we are still getting plants in. We talk about how it's not the most ideal time to plant, but you still can plant just as long as you're mindful of watering. So y'all get out here, visit us, visit Bridget, and say hi.
Yes,
It
definitely.
is perennial time.
It really is.
It really is.
And it's great to be able to come out here and feel the heat. I mean, it's 95, feels like 100 out here. Our lot is specifically hot.
It's so hot.
Yesterday, Tyler had his little temperature thermometer
For hot dog
gauge
day,
thing
yeah.
out for his
It's
grill
late.
that he uses. He did it on the lot yesterday on the asphalt. 145 on the asphalt of the lot, y'all. So it is hot. But then you get to
Do
walk
not
back
lay
to the
down on the pavement.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't even touch it. Your shoes might melt if you stand too long. So keep on moving. But move yourself back to the perennials and look at how much they embrace the heat,
Well,
y'all.
the fans are going back there too.
Yeah, it's this sun perennial time of year that's 98, 100, whatever it is. Plants don't care. As long as they're adequately watered, they are going to look fantastic, even in this heat. Whenever we're dying, they're just chilling.
They are.
Okay?
I have planted a lot this summer, and I'm watering a lot, but they're doing just fine. It's just a lot of work if you want to do it.
What about a border with this? I mean, that I could just see that just taking over. Does it get big? Does it?
You can
Yeah.
trim it back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, certainly turn it back. I mean,
It'll
It
get
doesn't get
leggy,
really tall, but it gets sprawly.
But yeah, Josh, you're right. A front border or something
Whoa,
with
man.
something poking up behind it, just like this
Oh,
Veronica or something, like that would be money.
Do it, Joyce. Get on out here and get it.
Just
Joyce.
give it a late winter cleanup.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Definitely.
Come on down. All right, I think it's time to get into some photos, Tyler. Are you
There we
ready?
go.
Yeah.
Let's
TY,
start
cue
with
'em up.
Andrea's hydrangea photo.
Hey, Andrea.
So hydrangea, I combined it and said ardrangia.
That was very creative.
Hydrangea has 9 oak leaf hydrangeas. This one is at least 4 years old and is the only one that has droopy leaves. It doesn't seem thirsty, but what am I missing? A photo.
Yes.
There it is.
Hey.
That's because you have snow sickle.
Uh-huh.
I have that one and I love it. And hence the name, snow sickle. The blooms turn downward. And mine actually blooms longer than any of my other oak leaf hydrangeas. Like a lot of mine are pretty much done. They're wrapping up. But my snow sickle, it looks just like this. Still growing, still looking gorgeous.
That would make me mad.
No, when you read that,
I
you
love
said
the look of
droopy.
it.
You
like
said
that
droopy leaves, but it actually said droopy balloons.
Droopy blooms.
Droopy
Yeah.
balloons.
I was ahead of myself. But you've got one of my favorite hydrangeas. Hopefully it's not planted in a mass planting where it does
Just
look
one
very
right
different.
out there, the oddball.
Just
There's always
one.
one in the crowd, right?
But hey, like you said, Carol, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do.
That is
So
what
you
it's
ain't
supposed
doing
to
nothing
do.
wrong.
And it looks so healthy
looks good.
compared to other oak leaf hydrangea leaves right now. That one looks so much better than mine. And then from Melissa. Melissa says, hello, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate all you do to make gardening such a joy. Growing up, the radio show on WSM was a Saturday morning staple in my parents' house, and I'm so happy to have Gardening Inside Out to continue that tradition.
Aw.
I always enjoy a trip to
Alright.
Bates. It's such a welcoming place to learn and explore. Thank you for having such an incredibly knowledgeable team that is so generous with their expertise for creating an environment where gardeners of all experience levels feel encouraged to grow and experiment. And so we got a sampling of photos from Melissa's garden.
Hey.
Wow.
Look at that.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
stunning.
That's what you want.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're after.
It's so clean.
What it's all
Look,
about.
there ain't no weeds in there at
Austin's
all.
so impressed.
I'm jealous is what I am.
Yes, really.
I'm jealous of no weeds and beauty. Oh, you're killing it,
lawn,
Melissa.
too.
And thank
Absolutely
you for those
killing it.
really sweet words.
And-
Like,
Yes.
seriously, really sweet words.
Whoa.
Oh,
That, I mean, I can't handle that almost. That's too much.
It's
Oh.
it's
so
delicious.
good.
It's
I think that's
lovely.
cranberry crush. I got a crush on
You're
cranberry.
crushing
How
on
busy-
that right now.
Yeah, I am crushing on that. Also, what was those bachelor buttons over there on the side?
It looked like it.
Those
Yeah.
blue. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now that's a money blue.
Yeah.
That's what we call money blue in the trade.
Money blue. Official term.
And you know what?
Money
I'm
blue.
not even mad at your black eyed Susans because they're pretty in there, and your echinacea right there with it. You know what? You're doing great.
And our bird fountain in the bird feeder. I mean, in the bird bath. I mean,
The bird fountain.
The bird bath and the bird feeders.
It's only one bird bath.
It's
tall.
got a
Ah,
little
the bird
fountain
bath.
in it.
It does have something in there.
It's got a little fountain. They're
Yeah.
great. The birds.
It's like
Absolute
a-
freak.
Is that one of those solar ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that also is like she's got, I think that's like a lemony lace elderberry in there. Look
Looks
at the
like it.
texture of that.
She is doing things.
She got flower power and texture in there with a bird fountain, Josh.
Uh-huh.
She's crushing.
Crushing.
And I'm crushing on that.
Hey,
How
one
busy.
thing I
Oh,
want to do
gosh.
You
quickly
are.
while I can squeeze in here because the talking activity is competitive today.
Sorry.
It's just a-
Activious.
Excited with the picture on
Thanks
that
for the
one.
shout out about the WSM and the time that Josh and I got to spend there. It was a great experience along our journey to get to the Gardening Inside Out format. So thank you for that and for listening to us throughout the years.
The legend, WSM.
That's great.
Amazing. And then our last photo, it comes from Joyce.
Joyce.
Joyce sent a picture of her calycanthus and said, do calycanthus Aphrodite usually rebloom? Mine is. So I don't have Aphrodite. I can't remember what my calycanthus is, but it throws a few blooms here and there for the rest of the season. I mean, mine has never like fully bloomed again like it does in the spring. But I do have probably like 5 or 6 on my very mature calycanthus right now.
Yeah, I've seen this happen all the time, and it's just that kind of random, blooms that happen later. Like Caroline said, a big flush in the spring, or you're getting your full bloom, full show. But then after that, yeah, Joyce, you're going to see a little bloom here and there. Smell that bloom and tell me what you think it smells like, Joyce. I really want to know because there's some. What, Caroline?
Some of them smell amazing.
Some of them do.
There's
and then
one
some of them
called
smell like nothing.
Sensational that, oh my gosh, it smells so good. And we haven't gotten it this year. I was finally going to buy one, but it has not been available.
A lot of times people say they smell like a strawberry.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like a hint of a strawberry. I've smelled it before. I get that. And then sometimes the blooms don't smell like anything.
The one I have
weird.
doesn't smell. It's a dark bloomer. I can't remember the name. I don't know. But let's get some more questions in while we, wrap it up since we are nearing the end. Best way to get rid of mealybugs?
Tell them, Caroline, you have to deal with mealybugs more than any of us.
I mean, I would say the best way if it's on some houseplants, throw them away. If
No.
it's bad,
She just
throw
hit
them
it.
into the woods. But if it's something that you don't want to get rid of, I mean, you can spot treat it. You can use, I usually will use like diluted rubbing alcohol to just kill them, find them, keep on wiping that plant down. Take it in your shower, take it outside, spray it down, spray all those bugs off.
And
If
then
you
throw
can't
it in
get
the
it on,
woods.
then throw it in the woods. And then if that
Yeah,
doesn't
'cause-
work, you can always use, we have a houseplant systemic treatment here. It's a midacloprid that you can put in the soil. The plant absorbs it and makes the plant toxic to the pests that are feeding on it, and it kills the pest. You just want to keep it away from kids
Bees.
and plants, or not plants, and pests that you have inside. And usually if I do that, I will bring that plant inside. So yes, no pollinators, no bees are getting on that plant and it's killing them, but you have it in your home where I'm sure you do not
Ornamental
have
use
bees
only.
flying around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So that is what I do to get rid of mealybugs. Throw it in the woods if you don't care about it, or you can go on kind of a treatment regimen with that. Next is I'm watering my limelight hydrangeas daily and they are still droopy. Help.
Well, they have, even limelight. Well, now an established limelight is usually fine, but to get it through that, I don't know if it's new or what, but I mean, getting it through that first season is a little bit tricky. Yeah, it's all about deep waterings. I mean, really, really deep waterings, and even so, on somewhat of a new plant, you might see just a touch of droop. I mean, it is very hot. It's
browning,
very
yeah.
sunny, and like I said, I mean, they can typically handle it once they're established, but it kind of takes them a minute, and even if they're an established plant, if they're kind of in a dry spot in the garden that just doesn't hold water very well, this time of year you're going to see a little bit of that.
My
Never water in a hurry.
No.
Watering should be a meditative action where you can just take your time and proceed at the right rate.
My very established limelight hydrangeas that are huge this time of year, they're drooping by the afternoon, and then in the morning, or
They're
if I go
back
outside
up.
at night, they're fine. I haven't watered them. They hate it. This time they could use a little water, but I'm probably not going to do it because I have so many plants to water. And then Kay on Facebook asked, can canna lilies be deadheaded and then rebloom?
Yeah, actually, they will do that a little bit. I mean, they've got a long bloom time in general, but yours it sounds like they might be finishing up a little bit. It never hurts. I mean, at least give it a try. Like if they're done and you're kind of done with them, then go ahead and cut them, and you might see some rebloom. It's not going to be a crazy big show, kind of like the Calicanthus, but you might see some random new blooms. But yeah, go ahead and do it.
And then final question of the morning. Something is digging and ate my dahlias. I will try again next year. Any advice?
Just find that thing, throw it in the wood.
Find that thing, throw it in the wood.
I don't know what it was, but the mole, vole, something bad. Critters.
You could grow them in pots.
There you go. Grow them in pots, Caroline. That's a great idea.
Yard cat. Hey, music means that we're there. We're getting there. And hey, just a suggestion, Risha, like she says, beautiful Saturday AM again, great show. Ed's streaming it on our TV. That's the way to watch Inside Out.
That's what we're talking about.
Hey, had a big time at Greg Hall's show with you too, by the way. Hey, for everybody here at Gardening Inside Out, we thank you for participating. You're the reason we come in every Saturday morning to do this, and we appreciate it. Hey, got a sale going on out here at the nursery today, so come out.
See us.
Yes, come and see them and see what's going on. Next Saturday morning, we'll be back in studio here for you for Gardening Inside Out. See you then.